Hello, this is Mizo. I have just bought a cycle, geared cycle from the internet. Now I'm going to fit it. I've never fitted a cycle before. This is in a semi-assembled condition. My assistant will be Mithu, who also never fitted a cycle. You can see that the tires don't have any air in it. Now the sequence I'm showing to you must be followed exactly, and the procedure should be followed exactly. Otherwise you will get everything wrong. Now I'm going to start the procedure, and these are the tools given by the company. There is this multi-spanner you can see on top, and there is a S-shaped Allen key in the bottom. The Allen key is used for fitting into brakes. Now the first step is fitting the handle. This is the locking mechanism of the handle. So the idea is you take the handle and you fit it directly onto the frame and tighten it, and the mechanism helps. This is Mithu, my assistant. Now this is adjustable. You can increase the height of the handle or lower the height. Now after fitting the handle, you fit the seat. This is also the saddle. You fit the seat to the pipe, and the pipe is now in turn fitted to the frame. This has got to be done very tight, and in this frame you can see the other Mithu, who just talks a lot and does nothing at all. After fitting this frame and the handle, you now fit the mudguard. You turn the cycle upside down, and you open the packet containing the mudguards. There is a front mudguard and there is a rear mudguard. The front mudguard is different from the rear mudguard, as you shall see. Now the front mudguard must be fitted correctly. The smaller length is in the front and the longer length is in the rear. Now the mudguard is being fitted onto the main frame, and you can see in just below the steering, the handle system, there is a small hole in which the mudguard is fitted. Now you take a nut bolt which actually has come with the kit itself. The holes are properly aligned, as you shall be seeing right now. Now holes have been aligned, and then you push the nut through. It's been tightened. This is the rear mudguard. However, somehow the kit doesn't contain the nut for the rear mudguard, so we cannot fit it now. There's not a problem. You can always fit it on later because it fits from outside. So the rear mudguard, we are not fitting it now because of the lack of the nut. You need the nuts bolt. You need a 12 mm or 10 mm nut bolt to fit this. It costs you about 5 rupees or 10 rupees. So this will fit later on. Now we come to the front tire fitment. Now to fit the front tires, you take off the side plastic covers which is there to protect the threads during transit, and you loosen out the outer. Remember, you always loosen out the outer nuts because the tire doesn't fit through the brakes. You press the tire and force it through. As you can see now, it's forcing it through and it sits comfortably now. Now we loosen out the outer bolts. Don't touch the inner bolts. Only the outer bolts are loosened out and is fitted onto the frame. This is called the fork. Now the front tire is fitted onto the fork, and you can see now because he's never done it before, he's not getting it right the first time. The washer has got to be fixed from outside, and remember the inner nuts are not to be fitted. Now see, it's been fitted very nicely now, and the outer bolts are to be tightened properly. Now I'm pointing out to you that inner bolts are not to be touched at all. The outer bolts are being now tightened to the maximum possible. Now we come to the brake pad fitting. Now to fit in the brake pads, you take the S Allen key, as Mithu has done out here. You loosen the brake pad and align it with the rim. You first make it horizontal and then you push it upwards so that the pad is exactly in line with the rim. and then you retighten it. Remember, when you retighten it, don't tighten it too hard. You just tighten it so that you can feel it's tight enough. So he is adjusting it and he centered it onto the rim, and now he is tightening it. It has to be aligned with the rim. And he doesn't get right the first time because he's doing it the first time himself. So there he's tightened it now, and you got to repeat the procedure on the other side. So both the pads have got to be similarly aligned. There is been tightened up and aligned properly, and you repeat on the other side. So both the sides are now have to be done properly. After this step, we will fix the cables. Now the cables are meant to be inside the adjusters, inside the adjusters, which is not in this case, because Mithu has never done it before. He is not getting it right. So he won't get it right on this side. So he's going on to the other side. Now to fit, I'm pressing the V brake so that the wire becomes loose. Now he pulls the wire out, and you can see that once you pull the wire out, the wire can be pulled out because the brakes have been pressed by the hand. And there is a cut out there. The wire should pass through the cut, and the cable should fit exactly into the adjuster. As you shall see now how he does it. There he is adjusting the wire through the cut, and then he will release the cable, and cable goes right into the adjuster, and there he got it right this time. This is the way the cables are adjusted. Now you can see the other cable has been done likewise. So both the cables have got to be fitted properly onto the adjuster. Now we are checking the brakes. This is to adjust the brakes if you got too much of play. However, we find in this case that the rim is not straight. This is the rim has got some play. As you can see out here, this is a factory error, and I will write it later on, as you shall see. But the more or less the brake is working. The brake is self-adjusting most of the times. So you can see out here the brake has begun to work, but it's not working very nicely now. After this, you take the S-shaped Allen key to the rear brakes, and here again we loosen it, and then we align it with the rims and tighten it. As you can see, Mithu is doing it right here. After it's been properly centered, you got to tighten the Allen key bolt so that while braking, the pad doesn't move. He is centering it properly, and then we tighten it. Now you repeat the procedure on the other side. So both the sides have got to be done this way. After the brakes have been fitted, now we go for the pedals. Now the pedals are actually quite peculiar because there is a left hand side pedal and there is a right hand side pedal. You cannot switch sides. The right hand will fit only in the right hand side, and the left will fit only in the left hand side. At the same time, the pedals, the threads of the pedals are reverse of each other. One is got a right hand thread and one is got a left hand thread. So you can see here he's getting it wrong because the pedals are not correct. But you have to check both ways because some of the threads, one side of the thread is straight and one side of the thread is reverse. Now the caution here is don't use force. If you use force, then the threads will get damaged, and then you have to replace all the parts, which are very difficult to get in this case. Now here you can see that he's got it right, and it fits very easily. The pedals are not tightened, and now we come to the adjusting of the brakes. The brakes have been adjusted out here, so both the brakes are now working properly. After adjusting the brakes, we have got to fill in the air in the tires. This is the last stage. Now once you fill the tires, fill air into the tires, I've got a small pump out here which is not come with the kit. The pump, you got to arrange for a pump. The pump does not come with the kit. Now once this has been done, we'll fit the reflectors. There is a front reflector, there is a rear reflector, and there are spoke reflectors for the sides. For the front reflector, this is the rear reflector which is red in color, the front reflector which is white in color. Now if you turn it around, you see there is a hole out there. You got to force a screw through it outside, and once these threads are ready, you can tighten it. After this, you fit the side reflectors. The side reflectors have got a twist and shut mechanism.
If you're going to keep your bicycles outside, then I suggest you buy 100 rupees worth of plastic and cover it up, like I have done. Now this is what was finished. This is how I finally fitted. You can see this is how I finally fitted the rear mudguard. These nuts had to be replaced because the thing just simply fell apart. So as you can see, you can fit from outside. There is a nut here, there is a hole out here, and this is finally set. So the rear mudguard is finally here. Now the seat is kept so high because I am 6 foot tall. Now this distance from the seat to the ground here, this distance starting from the seat going all to the ground, this should cover your whole legs. So when you are sitting on the saddle, the teeth just touches the ground, and consequently the handlebar has got to be raised. Now I fixed the front. In the front there were some problems with the rim which I have fixed, and I will show to you. And now in the rear, see this bike has got 6 gears in the rear and 3 gears in the front. That's why 6 into 3 equal to 18. That's why it's called 18 speed. Now you might find that all the gears don't work. Now to get all the gears to work, these are the controls: 1, 2 and 3. These 3 are the controls. You got to alter the controls so that the chain goes from here to here and here to here. However, the control should be very accurate, so the chain does not fall beyond this and beyond this. Similarly, in the case out here, this is the changer. Now for this, you have this and this. These 2 are the main controls out here. These main controls control it, so the chain must go from here to here and here and back. If it doesn't, then you adjust these. Now the wires, if there is a further control of these wires, this can be opened from here and then loosened and tightened. At the same time, this wire also can be opened from here and loosened and tightened. So hold this thing, I have to actually go and adjust it so that the thing works. In addition to what the factory has given you, to finish the job you need these tools. This is a spoke tightening tool which you require to straighten the rims. You can't do it perfectly, but you can do it okay. I'll show you how to do it. This is a 12-13 mm wrench, open wrench. This is a 14-15 mm open wrench. These 2 are ring wrenches that you require to act as extensions. To finish the job, you must have these, or you got to take it from somebody. Now to get the paddle rightfully tight, this is a 15 number wrench that is fitted to the pedal, and this is an extension which is simply a ring wrench. Now you press this so that you don't jerk it, just give it a steady pressure so that it's fully tight. same thing on both sides. So the paddle must be really tight to get it right. This is absolutely necessary for you to do so. For this you might need somebody to catch the other side of the paddle. So this is the arrangement that we are going to use to get it really tight. Similarly, in the front tire, to tighten the nuts, you have the same arrangement. So this is a 15 number wrench, and this is a attachment to it which is a ring wrench, and you tighten it. Don't tighten with a jerk, but tighten it sufficiently. And the same thing on the other side. This is absolutely necessary. Now the brake wires have a transfer point here. You can see this is a transfer point. This should be properly in their places. If the brake cables are not in the places, then the system won't work. In the case of the rear brake, you see when I tighten it here, this is properly tight, and here is the adjustment for tightening it. If it is loose, then this wire is pulled further, and the cable comes to rest out here. So this wire must be fully tight so that the brakes will work properly. In this case, it has been adjusted again. Similarly, for the front brake, you have this adjustment here. This is the adjustment for the front brake. This is properly tight. If this is loose, then the brakes won't work properly. And you adjust the wire here with this nut, so that the wires are quite tight. Now this is a spoke wrench. The spoke wrench is used to get this straight. Now you can see how I've minimized. The gap here is minimized, and it is not as odd as before. This you do by adjusting this. So in this case the 13 number works. So you place it here and you tighten or loosen accordingly. So you place it here. This is 13 number. You can see what number works on your bike, and you tighten it and loosen it. This is where you tighten, this is where you loosen it, so that is exactly dead center. Now you can't get this thing perfect. To get it perfect, you need a proper rig for doing it. So this is not perfect, but this is good enough. And all the spokes should be tight. None of the spokes should be loose. So this is the rear one. Front one, the rear one was okay. The rear, there is no problem, it is well aligned. But nevertheless, you check all the spokes and you tighten a bit here and there. Don't try to get it very accurate. If you want to get it very accurate, then you'll have to remove the tires and do the rim itself. Now to tighten the seat is tightened to the frame out here. This is the nut you tighten. Now for this also you need this arrangement. So this is the arrangement here, and you tighten it so that it becomes relatively tight. You don't tighten the excess, but you do tighten this. If you don't tighten this, then this thing won't work. At the same time, this is the arrangement for tightening up this. And again, so this is the arrangement for tightening the seat, and this is the extension. You tighten it to protect your tension. So don't jerk it. Just tighten it with smooth pressure. If you don't do this, the system won't work properly. The 10 mm wrench is required to tighten these. Tighten and loosen these. This is the brake wire, brake cable, and you require the 10 mm wrench to tighten and loosen these. In addition, You require an 8 number if you want to adjust these gears, but you should be very careful about adjusting gears from here. Normally you adjust the gears from here. You don't adjust the gears from here, but this is an 8 number wrench. Probably you won't need it, so you can do without it. You can adjust the gears from with these two. Similarly, in the rear also, if you want to adjust the wires, then you require an 8 number, which is extra. One line about the features of this bike. This bike has got front shock absorbers. These are the front shock absorbers. This is the rear shock absorber. It's got 3 gears in the front and 6 gears in the back. At the same time, these are called V brakes, which have been well adjusted so that you can get good grip. And these are again the well brakes. These are these features of this bike that makes it work properly. So if you are going to buy an expensive bike, these are the minimum requirements, that there should be front and rear shock absorbers, and there should be gears in the front and in the rear, and the brake should be at least V or even disc brakes will do. So after all that work and all the retightening, you get a bike that will work smoothly. And with this I'll end this talk with you. If you have any problems, then you can write to me in the comment section, and I'll try to explain things to you better.